Hello, it's Joanne Crowley Sports Golf once again. And today I want to share an insight. In fact, this is leadership wisdom number 5 about the expectation when someone is promoted into leadership. And so we're going to talk about the leadership mindset, what that means, and some what I call power tips on how to take advantage of this insight so that you can have the edge to get more of what you want and to make more of an impact and be more successful as a leader. So, you know what time it is? Time to get out your notes and let's talk about mindset. Leadership mindset doesn't just automatically appear. Okay, so first let's talk about what is the leadership mindset. In my experience, a mindset is a way of thinking. So here's what I often find in leadership coaching. Someone gets promoted and their body and their title is new, but their thinking is back where it was before. Just because you're promoted, just because you get a new title, doesn't mean you automatically start thinking like the new title. In fact, if you've had no formal training or pre promotion preparation, you're going to have a lag in your ramp up. In fact, it's going to be pretty much, um, it's going to be, and by the way, whether it's supervisor to middle manager to director to no matter what level you're going from, there is usually going to be something new tacked on to your previous. And in the words of the famous CEO coach Marshall Goldsmith, he says sometimes what got you here may not get you there. And I've experienced it. Even when I started my business, I didn't have like a business mindset just because I started a business. I had to learn how to think like a business owner. And so we need to learn how to think like a leader. We need to develop a leadership mindset. And so I'm going to share with you a couple power tips to acquire that. And the first one is to find some sort of specific training, and I'm using that loosely, course or something that helps you cultivate thinking. So cultivate implies over a period of time. So, for us, we have our blueprint that it's a step-by-step process that people can use and integrate into their everyday work experience. And so that's what we encourage people to do. But whether it's through us or someone else, find something that you can begin to then integrate. So you find the source and then you integrate it. Well, how do you integrate it? You integrate it by automating it. And so the tip is to take bite-sized learning pieces, plug it into your calendar in the same time, same place on a regular basis. You want to create continuity and consistency in learning. And then the next tip, in conjunction with that, is to go from thinking continuous learning to continuous development. Learning is ingesting new information, and taking in new information, is really only step one. Step two of learning is then to apply it and get feedback from your reality so it can add to your learning to give insights and to help you not only develop your thinking, but then to develop the behaviors that go with the thinking. Because the insight is that just because you learn something new doesn't mean you're going to automatically behave differently. Now, you might change something in the immediate. However, permanent change takes time. Permanent change is the development of a new behavior, and that's really what we commonly know as a habit. And that takes time. So you can see that there is a time frame and a timeline that you need to take responsibility for implementing. And generally speaking, from my experience of 20 something plus years, your company or most companies don't do this for you. You have to do it yourself. And not only do they not do it for you, they don't tell you how to do it. Because if you're not getting formal training in your either pre-promotion or promotion or onboarding or ramp up period, then you're going to have to figure all this out on your own. That's why we even have a coaching cohort called the Emerging Executive, because people need lots of support. They're expected to do and be certain things, hit the ground running, as we've heard. What is that really? So, as we say, you must take 100% responsibility for what you're responsible for your own career management, for your own leadership development. That's why I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. But in any respect, the tips today are to understand mindsets just don't magically appear, and that you have to automate your learning in order to provide continuity and consistency so that you develop a leadership mindset, a way of thinking. Then cultivating that thinking will cause you to behave differently, because thinking actually informs decisions, and those decisions result in behaviors, what we say and what we do. And I'll create a video on that at some point as well. But for now, I want to encourage you just to do this piece right here, is to create the habit of learning. Cultivate your thinking, because you don't want to try to get new results from old thinking or even irrelevant thinking, because being a leader in various levels requires new thinking. Okay, see you in the next video.